explosion sounds and everybody's audio going robotic and all that kind of stuff, then that would be perfect. Yeah, I'm not gonna make people just wait around until we get likes or anything this time. We're just gonna go live. This little pre-show. Hit like for me, okay? Say hi. Hit like. I'm trying to see if we're live, and I can't even tell if we're live right now. Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like we're live. I think we're live. You know what I'm gonna do? Here's something I never do. I'm gonna check the Kick, guys. Are we? Are we live over on Kick? Let's see if there's Kick guys here.
The Kickers.
If I got any Kickers watching, this will be the one time not a single one on Kick shows up. Yeah, see, look, I never look at Kick ever. I come here. There's guys, they're watching the whole stream or the preview, I guess, from yesterday. They're in there. They're just talking to themselves. They never left. There's like 4 guys just talking to themselves over on Kick. A guy got auto-modded just now. He said, "Is this gay?" And the auto-mod just instantly deleted that. So I guess it wasn't. AI has determined this is not gay. Congratulations, Kick it, idiot. Now, thanks to all the people who watch on Kick. My hope is, what I'm hoping we can get set up here soon. Yeah, verified straight, he says. My hope is that what we'll be able to get done soon is that YouTube comments, Kick comments, and then also separately from that, but chat from the Pizza Fund, like on the website, not paywalled, but just on the website chat, will all be one thing, you know? So when you send one on Kick, it sends it all to the same chat, and then that way I can just have this one chat, and then I can see everybody. Doesn't matter what platform you're on. I think we have the capability to do that. We just have not implemented it. Hey, Tom Gully.
One world, one chat. That's what I say.
Yeah. Did you do a stream today?
I do a stream every day, Jesse.
You do one on Sundays?
I do one on Sunday. Sometimes I don't do Friday.
Okay, so not every day.
Well, every day until, for like the last 2 or 3 weeks, until tomorrow.
And then what?
Mostly.
What
and then I'm doing the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus, and then and Sunday is the Twilight Zone.
I literally thought for a second you meant you were actually joining the circus. I didn't know what was happening. Okay.
Hi, Tom.
Little busted.
Yeah, it's the bearded lady and the man with breasts right next to each other, 2 stalls.
Oh, I thought that was the same guy, and it was you when you were saying that.
They don't have any animal acts in the circus anymore.
Is that true?
It's considered.
I mean, I guess that's
cruel.
Good. I guess that's good, but then what's the point of going to a circus? You know?
Exactly.
I wanted to see them animals get a hook stuck in their butt. I need an elephant.
The crowd.
Yeah, I need an elephant to be pierced every 5 minutes, or else I'm not happy.
Good God.
Now, I remember like going to the circus when it was still the real circus as a kid, and I'm not watching. By the way, I don't know who a clown is for. Clowns are. This is an entire act, an entire form of entertainment that no one's into except the clown.
Yep.
It's very similar to podcaster in that way.
There is a whole subworld of clown culture. Like they have seminars on how not to scare kids and seminars on all sorts of stuff. I think the clowns are only for coulrophobia. That's it.
They're honk posting too. These clowns, they're all honk posting online. I remember as a kid, I was like, I'm not watching these clowns until they bring out the car. When they bring out the clown car and 500 of them come out, then you're kind of excited. But
they wouldn't have to be clowns. The only reason to have clowns is Pogo the clown.
Is that the serial killer Ed Gein?
John Wayne Gacy.
I mean, yeah. I couldn't pull Gacy for a second. Yeah, that's the only reason to have clowns. Okay, it's a strange way to look at it. You've got a history with children, Tom. I don't know you should be saying stuff like that. You know, the kids, they're upset with you sometimes, these kids. So
young adults.
Well, now.
Only ones that I.
What about the ones that were calling you Frankenstein, though? Those were kids.
I didn't have any problem with that.
That was a rumor around the block. Anyway, I went to the
dressed up as Frankenstein. I mean, why would I have a problem?
No wonder they called you that. Why were you getting so upset?
I wasn't.
Sounds like it. You're getting upset right now, Tom. Calm down.
I'm upset that people would think I'm upset.
Fire bad, he says. So
I did scare the holy shit out of some kids with that costume.
Shocking, you didn't go as Pogo.
Nobody would have got it.
Yeah, I would hope. You mean the elementary school children wouldn't get the reference? Dummies. These idiots.
Hold a painting class.
You can't fix stupid. That's what I always say.
How are your breasts, Candace?
Oh my God! Thank God you said Candace at the end of that sentence. Tom, do you know where
you're gonna say?
Do you know we're live on the air right now? You're just asking a random woman about her breasts.
She tells me about them every time she comes in the room.
Okay.
Can confirm.
That's not true. Tom tries to ask me about my private parts every time.
Don't say private.
Very weird.
You've jumped into the room on many occasions, and I'm like, I don't know what to say because you tell me about.
So you just say something awkward about my boobs? Okay. That's good.
It's
That's
not
normal
awkward
behavior.
for me. It's not awkward for me. Everybody
me.
makes them out to be really giant. They're not.
They're not. They're withered. Okay, sorry. Anyway,
you got a couple of prunes.
I'm trying to talk
Candace.
about the fucking circus here. Speaking of boobs, I went to the circus as a kid, and then I'm not interested in these clowns. I think they might have done some stuff with some motorcycles. That was all right. Really, all they got is the animals. That's it. And then I remember as a kid looking, they've got this big hook on a stick that they're just hitting the elephant with. They're hooking him. It's horrific, and he's bleeding. You can see the blood. They're like, yay, peanuts. You
got the fire eater and you got the tightrope. You just go there to see somebody die is why you go.
Yeah, and several people did. But that was because 1,500 Pogo the Clowns came out of the car. It was not good.
There's people that use the word circus really funny in the old days. Like if you watch the movie The Greatest Show on Earth, which I think won Academy Awards and stuff, the main guy, I think it's Charlton Heston, is like, "You're not meant for circus," or "He's not circus." It's really like it's that wasn't meant for circus.
That was a cool story.
That was funny. I liked that.
Yeah.
Candace, don't get all up in your tits about Tom Gully's little stories. Well, just
what's wrong about what I just said? I said that was a cool story.
I hear your.
I didn't say bro.
Ooh. Why are you so upset that he's asking about your titas?
It just gets old like him.
Well, then you guys have that in common.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know.
When's the last time you were at circus? Candace?
She's not circus.
When I was like a child.
She's not circus. She never been circus.
No, she isn't even.
She ain't got that circus in her.
Circus.
Damn, I like that.
Doesn't have a properly fitting corset.
Are we learning that Tom
has experience in the circus. That's one of his secret things that
it
he's
seemed
also
like
in.
he was going there, but no, I just really do enjoy the idea of having a big cigar and being like, that ain't circus. That's fun. All right. Anyway, so this is just for the audience's sake. We're live, by the way, Lenny. This is hadn't figured that out. This is a little pre-show thing. We're going live in the Pizza Fund here in just a second. Hit like, share, show, please. Instead of making everybody wait and doing a big build up. Listen, I'm a nice guy. I'm giving you a little pre-show. I don't have to give you anything. I could just go live in the Pizza Fund with no YouTube's part of this at all. And people are already signing up for the Pizza Fund to watch tonight anyway. So thank you. Thank you to everybody who signed up. But we have a World War Web episode, and it's going to be a good one. It's a topic I've been waiting to talk about because this actually happened, I think, last month now. And I've just been rolling around with a big grin on my face, happy as a clam. I'm going, thank dear God for this this absolute horrible thing that has befallen Vimeo. I'm thinking to myself, Vimeo, that ain't circus. And so it's very exciting news about Vimeo. Some very funny stuff. We're going to get into that in a second. But I just thought we'd go live a little bit on YouTube and have a little fun here before we go to the Pizza Fund for that. It is, of course, Primo Week. All week long, we're doing Primo content in the Pizza Fund. We had a Pod After show. We had a Primo episode yesterday. Our final Mersh episode, by the way. And if you join tonight, you get access to those and everything else. This will be a $20 level episode, as all of our World War and Fallout show episodes are. Weirdly, we didn't have a Fallout show about Scotty K Fitness. Seems like that was a miss on my part now that I'm thinking about it. But all of our big shows, the last time we did a World War Web, it was actually about this same kind of topic as well. It involved the Comedy Shaman. So we'll talk about that in a second as well. But anyway, so Tom, you were thinking about Candace's tits. Candace, you are upset about Tom's lascivious geezer-like nature as he drools over your casabas. Discuss.
I wasn't even thinking about him. I was just preempting her telling me about him.
Seems like you were thinking about
I don't ever tell you
after,
about my boobs. They tell you about my boobs.
You have sent me a picture.
What?
What?
You got something other than shit in
No.
You put it in the side chat. Yeah, and the other thing is, yes, you did.
That's not exactly
it. Was when we were having the discussion about improperly fitting bras, and you put the chest shot in the side chat.
Damn.
No, that didn't happen.
Prove it. Was one morning. Yes.
No, it wasn't in the side chat. I turned on my camera, and you were being a creep.
No, it was a still.
This feels like a
somebody took a screenshot and posted it. I did not post a picture.
Whoa.
Show me.
Oh, yeah, you just put up video. Okay.
Now, hang on. All right. Now, if I can be an interlocutor during some of this, Candace, in all fairness, you sent booby pictures before, so I kind of feel like this might be true.
Yeah. Okay, whatever.
I had to listen to your boyfriend talk about your yaya for 10 minutes.
Am I wrong? Haven't you sent?
You can't be mad if they...
All right, let me ask you this. Candace, do you send?
Yes.
Exactly. And by the way, tomorrow is...
But I'm more selective than sending it to
tomorrow,
Tom.
because it's Primo Week. Tomorrow, on Primo Week, we will be doing a Santa Cruz Joker episode as well. An absolute top. Speaking of clowns, clown syndrome.
Yeah.
Ooh, damn, that might be clown syndrome.
That's circus.
6. Now that's what I call circus. This guy's got some circus in him. We were actually
it's better on that. They made a TV series out of The Greatest Show on Earth with Jack Palance as the star. So when he says it's circus, it's even better.
Ooh.
But I know why Candace hasn't been to the circus, because she doesn't have a big top.
Oh,
Damn.
Candace.
But Tiss.
That's rough.
But tits. So and Candace, I think you just got gully mogged. By the way, you're being gully mogged right now. You've been you're getting tit mogged. You're getting fully tit mogged. You're getting frame mogged. You're getting gully mogged. Anyway, Joker episode tomorrow on Primo Week, and our first ever $40 level show. So we've had the $40 level for a while, just no shows in it. So this will be, maybe that's a clown, maybe that's circus, maybe that's a clown syndrome episode. I don't know, but we're coming back with it's big. This Santa Cruz Joker thing is like a crazy big one. So that'll be fun too. So Candace, what were we talking about? Your boobies or something? What was happening 2 seconds ago?
I'm not even mad at her. Right?
Oh no, I remember. I asked you, do you send? Because Santa Cruz Joker infamously asked children if they send nudes before. Now, I'm not wrong, Candace. You send. So why wouldn't I believe that maybe you've sent something to Tom Gully before?
She put it in the side chat.
Okay, so you're posting up. You're trying to show off. You're trying to prove a point. You're trying to go, look, I'm not doing that bad. Did that happen? Ooh, going silent. Yikes. Okay. Somebody got fully gully maxed and can't handle it anymore. Sorry, Titcell. Maybe, maybe we should.
Her that I had just done a show on, let me tell you about bras. And, she left. And
he's got gully mogged.
Candace, we're a joke. Come on,
it's
Candace.
It's a joke. It's no
joking.
Big deal.
I don't know if she was in her car. She sometimes drops.
It's no big D.
70% of women's bras are improperly fitted. And I mentioned that to her, and then she got on camera, and then I guess a screenshot and all the rest of it.
He's right.
And I did have to listen to 10 minutes of her boyfriend
whacking off?
Philosophic about her viyaya.
Viyaya?
That is true.
I'm sure somebody has that audio of her boyfriend talking about the resiliency and all the rest of it. You guys don't remember that?
How it's a piece of art, and he was saying some weird.
I mean, let's be real for a second here, though. And again, Candace, come back. It's not. She didn't leave the whole Discord, did she? This isn't a big baby freak out.
I doubt that.
You doubt that? It's happened before. It's just a joke. We're just filling some time here before it's showtime. Listen.
I didn't know we were live, by the way.
I mean, I hate to even. I said it a few times. Let me be clear about something.
No, I left the YouTube right.
You knew. Let me be clear about something. It was all a joke, but let me ask this. Jared, obviously you've seen her tits, right? Jared, who is here right now. I can see him. He's in here right now. Why is he also now quiet? Are you getting gully mogged right now, Jared? Unmute. You better unmute right now. I know you hear me, Jared. He just server muted and then unmuted. What just happened?
I was just toggling him.
Okay.
So he has no way of saying, I couldn't talk.
Okay. Oh, boy. Well, everybody's trying to cuck the content right now, I guess. Jared is now officially one of the Earth's cucks. I was trying to talk to him about, he's seen a girl naked before. Now he's going to have to live with the moniker of being a cuck for the rest of his life. Unfortunately, that's just sometimes the way things go. Hey, how good was The final Mersh episode yesterday, by the way, that was insane. That was a lot of fun. The final entries of his live journal. Honestly, I don't think I did a very good job in the preview of sort of telling people exactly how insane they were. Who was here for that? Who read them?
It was the good stuff.
It was the good stuff. It was
for the preview. I was here for the preview.
Not the preview, you sick idiot.
It was painful to listen to.
It was painful to listen. It was painful. Because I had pre-read some of it, but not everything. And so some of the stuff was like mind-shattering to me in there. Like him just straight up stalking the girl, using the post office to stalk a woman was not on my bingo card. But anyway, it was the final episode of Mersh that we're ever going to do. So you got to check that one out. It's in the Pizza Fund if you haven't seen it.
And according to Mersh, everybody's live journal was like this.
Yeah, everybody's live journal was them making the absolute most insane mistake ever out loud on display for everyone possible to see. Oh, now this is perfect. I just went over to Twitter. I didn't see this. This just came up. So I tweeted out, again, we're done covering Mersh. But just as a quick little aside, a quick little follow-up to yesterday's program, someone posted this. It was Hugh. Hugh posted this in Discord. I said, Mersh is live journal posting again. Mersh had tweeted, and Hugh says, it's too bad we're not following Mersh anymore. His life is a whirlwind of excitement. And here is Mersh's tweet from yesterday or earlier today. He says, laundry done, oil changed, car washed, got a haircut. What hair? New headlights on the way. Ordered everything I need from Amazon. Oh, new headlights for his house. Ordered everything I need from Amazon this week. If my house wasn't a disaster, I'd pretty much have nothing left to do. So he's super mom maxing right now. He's trying to wife errand mog me with this tweet, I guess. Yeah, he's live journal post. This is just straight up old internet style. Here's what I ate today. Here's what I'm up to kind of stuff. Which by the way, when you see a guy like that, Mersh, anybody say, you know, that they were doing all these things that are just normal things that you and I do every single day of our lives, that means that for the past however many months, he's been dirty. Okay? This is him feeling clean for once. Wow. Look at me. I'm out and about. I'm doing stuff. I'm like a person almost. I'm like this close to being a person. So I just clicked over to Twitter to see this, and here's a guy caping for Mersh in the replies on here. Let's see. Let me see real quick. Does he follow Mersh? Wait, what? This is also an Ethan Ralph guy? That makes no sense. How are you an Ethan Ralph guy and a Mersh guy right now? He's just following a bunch of Japanese accounts. What the fuck? It's just a bunch of Japanese accounts and then Mersh and Sam Hyde. This is all this guy follows. He says, Mersh has a funnier show than you, Jesse. You have the better setup, but you aren't funny at all. Maybe, but I'm also not live journal posting my pedophilia. Okay? You keep that to yourself. No, you might have me there. Real quick, and I'm going to actually ask him this. Rick, his name's Rick on here. Hey, you might be right, man. Real quick, what's your favorite Mersh joke? Okay, so always my favorite thing to ask a fan of Mersh or Nightwave or Revenge of the Sis. What's your favorite bit he did ever from these 7 years or whatever it is of them having a show? What's like the big one where they just nailed it? It was awesome. It was like the most, you got to rewatch that episode. How many times do you think an episode of Nightwave Radio has ever been rewatched? You could just, at the end of a Nightwave episode, he might as well just flush it into a toilet. It's never, I don't know why there's an archive of these things. Nobody's going back. Here's how you know a show sucks. It's a really, really quick and easy way to know you can just skip it. Is the date of the episode in the title of the episode. This doesn't just apply to Nightwave. This is almost across the board. If today's date is in the title of the episode, go ahead and watch it. If it was yesterday's date, you can skip it. Oh, what did I see on Twitter today will be the entire point of that show, and it'll be stuff you don't care about no more. Anyway, that was just a little quick follow-up to the episode because I thought that was really funny. Mersh is trying to like make something of himself now. Now that he knows that officially it's out there, people can go find all of his live journal stuff. They can see how much of a straight up murderous psychopath he is. You know what? Forget the trawling for stinkfish down by the high school he was doing. Straight up possible murder going on with him. Every single guy he knows died in a car crash. What did we get to? 14 different people, I think. There was like a whole list. He was listing them at one point. It was like 8 guys. And then since then, more of them have died. It was at least...
He's the gussy maker.
He's the gussy maker. We're minimum 10. Minimum 10. I'm begging anybody in chat right now, tell me if you know more than one person who died in a car crash. And caveat, if it is more than one, were they in the same vehicle? Because none of these people were. Every friend he had they weren't in an RV. They weren't doing road rules. Okay? It wasn't some horrific disaster where they were doing some IRL trolling or something. No. Really, really crazy stuff. Absolute rabbit hole. Really, really insane. Let me see. Tomorrow's news from yesterday, but today. No, not that at all. The opposite of that, actually. Do we have proof of life from Joy? Now, that's an interesting question. Joy, who we talked about on a previous episode, we thought this was Mersh's like forever girl. You know, this was the one that got away, the one he's still pining for. She is, by the way. Like, it turns out they all are. But I don't think Joy is prime, even though he named his entire production company after the idea that he wanted to murder this woman named Joy, Kill Joy Productions. I'm pretty sure that we discovered that the actual love of his life is a girl named Sarah. Oh, Sarah. And let me tell you something, Sarah. That ain't psychus. So, Sarah, I'm not going to spoil it for those who haven't seen it, but Sarah, it's not looking good. It's grim. Okay, whatever. I don't know what happened with Sarah, but it's grim, and somebody needs to look into it. But that's for the next generation of Mersh trolls. All right, that's not my job. You guys can do it. I don't care. Not my job anymore. My hands are clean of this. Someone should look into what happened to Sarah. We don't know her last name. I would tell it to you right now. We don't know. But it's grim. It's incredibly, incredibly grim. Anyway, let me just see if this guy has a favorite Mersh joke. His favorite Mersh joke is Ralph. Got it. The guy whose butthole got eaten by Mersh's girlfriend. You're right. I cannot top that. All right, and send. There we go.
Big oof.
Yeah. Really, if you're coming caping for Mersh, you're gonna want to leave Ralph out of it, I promise. And that's not a pro Ralph statement. That's an anti-Ralph's butthole statement. Okay. By the way, a side we should all be firmly on. Black hand, white hand, shaking together. We're big energy anti-Ralph's butthole being eaten by anyone we know. You shouldn't want to ever come across a human being who can legitimately say they know the flavor. Okay? Just keep that. And by the way, if you or someone you know has been affected by the Ralph Email's butthole, you can contact my phone, my personal phone line at any time and let me know. You may be owed compensation. You may have Ralphophilioma. Mersh's friends all got maximum overdrive. Yeah, the last thing they fucking saw was the Green Goblin. All right, so let's see here. Do I want to start now? Sure, you guys want to do the World War? Should we start it?
Let's do show.
Oh, I should mention.
Do we have? I mean, is the Goo warm enough?
Likes?
Yeah, it's not enough likes. I don't think. No, it's definitely not. You know what? You're right. You know what? You're right. I was nice enough to just go ahead and go live, and we still didn't hit our like threshold that we absolutely need no matter what. So, and again, this is not me saying this. This is Lenny saying this. I got word from on high from Lenny, who said that we had to have 100 likes. So if we want to get this thing started, you're going to have to hit 100 likes.
The network, really.
It's like there's a network.
It's the higher ups. Our hands are tied.
Our hands are tied. And somebody asked earlier in the chat room, whatever happened? I don't remember who said this, but they said, whatever happened to James? Ladies and gentlemen, when you speak of the devil, James is here. Hi, James.
Hello, everybody.
I don't know how it's possible, but
welcome back.
Every single time I hear James's voice, I'm shocked that he actually sounds like that. Every single time I expect you to go mask off one day and be like, "Hey, everybody, I was just kidding. I'm normal," and it never happens. Anyway, what are you up to? What's your life like now, James? Your job is you're a honey dipper. You pull poops out of toilets or something like that, and you do what with them?
Yep, and then just dispose of them in a dump tank.
He calls his mouth the dump tank.
The titular dump tank.
So again, you started at Panera. You worked at Panera Bread. By the way, this is who works at Panera Bread. Started at Panera, then you got a job swishing pee around in your mouth to test it or something like that, from what I remember. And then my memory might be a little fuzzy. And then now your job is playing with poop.
Yep.
Welcome to Poop Tank. Okay, well,
his pets poop 250 times an hour.
I'm actually cleaning up my chinchilla's poop right now.
James, that's disgusting.
It's a passion and a profession.
Oh, look who's back. Look who's back. Candace, the prodigal daughter, has returned.
Yep.
Where'd you go? What happened?
Somebody came to my door.
Oh, sure.
Real life.
Sure.
They were opening my door, so I quickly crashed the app.
And I noticed that now Jared is gone. Back. Isn't that interesting? You're back.
Yeah,
Jared
he's in my basement.
Fascinating. Fascinating. Now, Jared has seen you naked, right?
Maybe. I don't know with those old man eyes, if he can.
You don't know. Did you send, Candace? Did you send? Yes or no?
I don't remember.
Oh, you remember. And he saw everything. You were spreading whole. And you think, Jared and Tom Gully are in the same old man club. They're part of the Shriners or something. You think they're not sharing those things around, putting on their fezzes?
Maybe that's what he's thinking of.
Yeah, maybe.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Anyway, James, how is your life real?
My life, what?
How is your my wife
Is
how
real.
is your life real?
Real. It's all right. It's definitely got its ups and its downs.
Mostly downs.
No, I mean, pretty stable for the time being.
Oh boy.
Okay. All right. Pretty stable for the time being. Are you still dressing up as a bee and dancing around on stage, or did that end?
Yeah, of course. No,
Steel drums.
Yeah, it's another big. It's a big part of life. Yeah,
that's a big part of
Wow.
life. A big part of James. So this is to the guy who said whatever happened to James. Here's what happened. Okay, there was a little bit of a mix-up on the show where James misunderstood some stuff. I fully understood some stuff. And James left in a big baby freak out similar to the one that Candace did a little bit ago. And so it turns out we come to find out after James has his big baby freak out and he leaves, it turns out that he joined a steel drum band where he dresses up like a bee and shakes his stinger around on stage for people. And listen, I know how insane that sounds. And I know it sounds like I must be taking something out of context, and that happened. That's real. There's video footage of it. I'm not going to show it right here. I'm going to be nice and not share this on the public stream here. But I've seen it with my own eyes. James is a steel drum bee, which I got to be honest, James, before I saw that, I didn't even know was an option.
Yeah, well, we actually were successful in our crusade against neonicotinoids and got them banned recently.
I'm
Vermont,
gonna be real with you. I don't know what any of them words mean, and I'm pretty sure I don't care.
That's fine. Yeah. Well,
All right, good.
It's
so we're on the same page then.
Yeah, it doesn't really. It's not something you really got to know about because it doesn't.
It's only in Vermont. Yeah.
Joe Pastafari, stop trying to get people to unlike. He says need 5 people. Need 5 people to unlike. It has to be exactly 100. No. I saw that we hit the goal. We hit the goal. You did it. We did it. It was us. We're doing it. It was your goal, and you did it. I did think of something though very recently. As much as we love dunking on what's that guy's name? Steel Toe Man. What's his name?
Yep.
Aaron
M. Holt.
Yep. I think of him as Dirt Clod Jim. Which is what I was about to say, and I realized nobody would know what that meant. So I know we love laughing at him for his begging, for shaking his Candaces for tips, not the other word. And Mersh and all the gang, all the Goon gang who love begging for tips. But then I remembered something the other day. I was like, wait a second, isn't it now no tax on tips? And they included streamers in this?
Tax free.
I'm pretty sure that up to $25,000 in tips is tax free for streamers in at least if you're taxed in America in any way.
Oh dang.
So
time to join OnlyFans.
Yeah, I'm thinking it might be time to start shaking my gullies or something. I don't know. That sounded pretty good right about now. Now I don't think that would work through super chats, by the way. I did see Stribs. Thank you, Stribs, sent a super thanks for 2 Canadian. Thank you, Stribs. I saw that. I don't think it works then because YouTube sends you a 1099 or something. I'm pretty sure at the end of the year. something like that. And I think it doesn't work if it's through a 10. I don't know. You need some sort of specific kind of tax form or something for this. I'm realizing I might be fucking up here.
Yikes.
Maybe I should be taking tips. I was going to say donations, but not. No. Not, that's charities. Tips. I might need to get on the tip train. We might need to create a tip jar. It is primo week after all. How can you not tip on such great content like James is a bee? What's that?
What if you took tax-free gifts from people up to? I think you can take like a fair amount in tax-free gifts from people.
That is also true, but then I feel like proving a gift is harder than proving something else. Well, I don't know. I guess maybe it's just an electronically.
You just gotta have like a signed letter from every person.
Electronically sent money as gifts from, essentially digital strangers. Like when it's not your mom or, your cousin or your boyfriend or whatever sending it. I feel like that's a tougher road to hoe. Yeah, they're confirming in chat it's up to $25,000. Yeah, you know what? Maybe that's why Mersh was going out and about and getting his day done, and he's such a bon vivant man about town right now. Is he's he finally did his taxes and realized, hey, I got some scratch left actually. God damn. How insane is that a streamer can get tax-free money for just nothing? Specifically for nothing. Only for nothing. It has to actually be I guess it has to be for a service provided.
Proper services.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. You're right. Yeah. That's true. See, I would never normally. I feel like, I always say I think it's gross that if you have a paid platform, you take essentially a donation, essentially just a freebie, right? That's why I don't do it. But now I'm thinking, whoa, hang on a second. $25,000 tax-free. That's sounding pretty good. Although, wait a second. Is there like an upper... Does anybody know about this? Like, I think there might be an upper limit for it where all of a sudden it either gets turned off and you don't get it at all or something. Like if you make a certain amount of money, this does not apply to you. Which is really funny because then that means like that all of the big streamers who actually could possibly make that amount in tips don't get anything. But anyway, I don't know how it works. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you think about like a professional waiter or something, they make like almost their entire income in tips. So you figure you got to be able to make at least 50 or 60 grand and still be able to claim at least 25.
I'm assuming
the amateur waiters don't do that.
Yeah, professional.
Which amateur waiters?
Oh my God, James.
Anyway,
I'm using professional in the broadest term, Mr. Gully. I'm using professional in the actual literal definition.
Hey, you're already using broad terms. You're talking about waitresses.
Why don't you just do me a favor, James, and tell me the length of time between someone saying, why don't we start a crusade against neonicotinoids, and you saying, I'll put on my bee suit? How long of a gap is that?
I said, sign me up. I heard the word crusade, and I said, I'm good to go. Let's get it done.
H2BH. Thank you, Black Floyd. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is 25. Somebody says it's 30, not 25. I am pretty much positive you were wrong about that. I don't know why you're confidently saying that. That's an enormous amount of confidence for being wrong you have in chat. The thing I don't know is this. I'm pretty sure there's a ceiling on it. My guess is it's above 6 figures, probably. So yeah, no waitress has to worry about it. Obvious, including e-waitresses like Mersh. What's a nicknoid? Someone says, well, they had a whole riot about it. Okay. Have you heard about Minnesota? So,
talking about Mersh and his taxes, did he ever get that whole IRS thing taken care of? Wasn't he deep in the hole?
Want to talk about Mersh? I'm done. Okay. I said we did the final episode on him, remember? Now, some people did bring up after the show, they were like, well, what do we, we got a whole section about Mersh in the cult. There's an entire forum for Mersh in the Discord. And I'm like, yeah. That can stay. You guys can still keep tabs on him, make threads about him, follow, whatever. I'm just not going to do shows. I might mention him. We're allowed to mention. Just there's not going to be entire episodes about him or anything anymore, He's still going to be a goofball that we're going to see mess up. Someone did leave a comment saying, I feel like this episode ultimately means there must be some sort of culmination where Ethan Ralph goes and has a physical fight with Mersh. And it does seem like that is the trajectory of Podawful affairs. I mean, we did make Santa Cruz Joker get beat up by a homeless guy one time, so could be possible. It might be on the agenda, and at that point, we may have to rethink some things, obviously. But so I'm hoping we can just keep away for now. Only thing I know about Minnesota is Will Stansel. That's pretty much all you need to know. He's got a degree in nicknoids, so. No tax on tips limit. Search results say 25,000. That's not okay. Yeah, that's the limit. Oh my God, that's the limit. But I'm saying I'm pretty sure there's a ceiling. There's a ceiling for the amount of income you can make, where they go, okay, at that point you don't get the no tips, the no tax on tips thing. So yes, 25,000 is the limit. I know we discussed that. And then a guy told me it was 30, and I'm like, that's weird. You're wrong, but you said it anyway. But I'm talking about I think there's a cutoff point where, depending on how much you make, and I don't know if it's before or at actual income. What is it?
Taxable income.
Gross adjusted income. I don't know if it's that or if it's before that, it's all that kind of shit. Who knows? It's probably just not real, actually. I wonder if anyone's even capitalizing on this at all. I can't imagine these dullard e-waitresses have figured this out. I don't know. Maybe Dirt Clod Jim has a CPA or something, but who knows? The same night he got breaded too. That's right. That's right. We were Joker pilling Faceless in Discord the other day. Faceless came to me, thought he had discovered Santa Cruz Joker. He's like, you got to see this guy. You're going to love this guy. I'm like, hold tight. Hang on a second.
He's like, oh, in this video, he talks about you.
Yeah, hold my beer. There's a reason. We showed him the grand night of the breadening, which is truly a thing that should be revisited probably every year. I mean, that is, I wonder what day that happened. Like what was the date of that happening? That should maybe be a holiday. One of those Podawful holidays like 9/11. There's the breadening, there's 9/11, all these things that Podawful invented. The great times in my life. One of the greatest moments of my life was Santa Cruz Joker getting bread in his face. Thank you, Jesse, says Ryan.
Same.
Yeah. 300,000. Whoa. What? Joe Pastafar, is this right? It's max income of 150,000 according to Google's shitty AI. So that's the ceiling. But he's saying 300,000 for married filing jointly.
Yes.
Okay. The deduction phases out for single filing taxpayers with modified adjusted gross income Magi. Remember that guy? He was gay. Over 150,000 and joint filers with Magi over 300,000. Okay. Now we're talking. Sounded pretty good. One of the greatest episodes of all time. Okay, so yeah, we're going to figure out. Wait, I used to have a tip. Back when there wasn't a pizza fund, I had. Hang on a second. Does this still work? I had a tip thing. A long ass fuck. Whoa! Okay. Okay, that still works. All right. Well, listen, we all know Candace sends, but if you send, feel free to tip me for this amazing pre-show. And I don't know if you can leave a note or anything, but make sure you say this is a nice, generous, juicy tip. Alternatively, a gift. This is my gift to you, Jess. Oh, shit, I missed your birthday, Jesse. Here's my gift. Oh, thank you so much for Primo Week. Here's my gift. Apparently, the link, I don't know how I even set this up. The link still works at podawful.com/ now, it does say donate. I should probably change that to say something else. Donate's the wrong word. That's a URL whoopsie doodle. Forget about that. Podawful.com/ donate. It's a tip jar. And we used to call it the tip jar on the site.
Yeah.
And again, morally, spiritually, I'm real static clingy. It's like going in my mouth right now. Morally, spiritually, I'm fully against accepting tips as someone with a paywall who's about to go into that paywall and ask you to join and do the same. However, listen, if you are one of the many forms of worker out there affected by U.S. taxes and you are included in the group of no tax on tips, I suggest to you take full advantage. Okay? Because I think it's only like a 2-year deal too. I don't think this is a thing that's lasting. So go ahead and rape the U.S. government as much as you possibly can while they're raping you right back. I am fully this year. That's hot. That's hot. This year, I am fully on board. Taking full advantage of others. Okay, because we will
Sexually.
Well, this is very important to the cult coming up here soon. I do want everyone. I mean, maybe this doesn't really apply to you. Maybe you're of a certain age. Maybe you're at a certain status. Maybe you got a family or whatever. But it might still. You might think this doesn't include you, but I feel like it does. My desire, our cult members are sick, absolute mutated freaks. They're criminal sociopaths. These are the criminally insane. And in order to fully capitalize on this, we need as many of these types as possible. So while everybody else is out there, Chad-maxing their what do they call that when they're like really obsessed with their own bodies? They're going clavicular on themselves, hammering their own bones.
Looks-maxing.
Looks-maxing.
We're not looks-maxers, okay? Obviously. You've got me, you've got Tom Gooley, you've got James. We're not looks-maxing. We're neat-maxing. I need everybody neat-maxing. You need to be suckling the teat, okay? Oh, you hate illegal immigrants? You hate Somalis and Mexicans and everybody stealing from your tax money? You should be suckling. You need to suckle on the teat. You need to be taking. That's the way. By the way, you want the real truth? Like, if you're out there black pilling, I don't normally talk about this kind of stuff, all right? Listen, I got thoughts about stuff like everybody else. I might be pretty much apolitical at this point, but it's not like I don't have opinions or ideas about how to solve problems. Let me be clear. You want to solve the problem of, oh, it looks like a certain group of people I belong to are being edged out of reality. Oh, that's funny. There's no homeland for a certain group of people. Oh, I guess I was just born in the wrong skin. Turns out you can be born with the wrong genitals. I was born in the wrong skin. Sorry. This is the one bad skin. Oh, you're a bad skin? Are you a bad skin like me? Do you share certain qualities of too much skin and also too much brain, which isn't really flying so much right now? No problem. I have the solution. Okay? Now, if you are in America, this is particularly important, or British or Canadian or Australian. This is going to be a little bit difficult because of what I'm saying here to address all of those folks at once. But here's a move. You can do what they're doing with people from the wrong skin countries, from the bad skin country. Okay? Trust me, you are allowed to import a British person, and then who says you got to follow? You don't have to follow the rules. It's better if you don't follow the. Now, I did. Just to be clear, I follow rules, but you don't have to follow the rules, and then you get free health care and money handed to you. You get to live in a hotel in New York if you want. Okay? You get everything handed to you for free. And again, I fully believe this. There's no reason that if you're from a bad skin country, if you're a certain persuasion of guy or lady and you aren't in America, you could just go there. What's stopping you? Nothing. You can do it too. You don't even have to tell the truth about where you came from. Just start going. They won't know. They won't know what to do. Put on a yarmulke. Everybody will be happy. They'll dance. It's a mitzvah. So these are just ideas, but I'm into Neatmaxing now. We know what the true problem is. We know what the true enemy is. And it's not what you're thinking right now. Everyone went very quiet. I can hear your thoughts. Okay? The true enemy, the real root of all the problems, everything. Life crushing you at all? Lenny, life crushing you? You got some crushing shit going on right now? I'm asking for real. I'm really asking.
I got some crunch.
You got some crunch time? James, you're a family man. You got a little crunch on your life right now? You thought maybe it should be a little easier by now?
It's horrendous.
You're sitting there scraping doo-doo out of a porta-john, trying to support your 3 kids. Is it a little tough?
Yeah.
Does it seem like it's not that tough for people who didn't really put in as much as you?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Jax, you're driving a truck literally right now, right?
That's a yes.
You got 3 kids?
Yeah, I got 3 of them.
You got MS?
I got MS.
And this is, we're not messing around. He legitimately has multiple sclerosis, okay? He's got this dude, which, by the way, maybe stop eating so much.
I'm working on it.
How do you know there's not scleroses inside of the food you're eating? You're eating
I know.
multiple upon multiple. But I'm serious now. You got 3 kids. Is life a little tough?
It's, burning the candle at both ends.
Everybody I'm asking this to right now, does it seem to you, and you could be wrong, who knows, but does it seem to you like you've got it tougher than your parents had it at your age? Like maybe they were on easy street compared to you? Well, guess what, retard? You're in the first group of Americans ever for that to be true. So who's the real fucking enemy? Who's the real problem? What really made that happen in your life?
Well, I didn't pull myself up by my bootstraps when I should have.
Yeah. Thank you for the boomer posting, because that is the answer. It's boomers. It's fucking boomers. Now, listen, hey, we all love our parents. I love my parents. They're boomers. My dad's so boomer, he's almost the generation before that. That's how old my dad is. I love him. Okay? I'm sure you love him. Those of you who still got him, Lenny, you don't even get to have your dad no more because of boomer shit. Because of boomer retard policies. These dudes did so much stupid shit over the past 10 years, but there's a particular pocket in there where things went dimmick and it was bad. The real enemy is boomers. And that includes your parents, because your parents didn't include you in their plans. No matter what they did. By the way, doesn't matter if that's not describing you. I'm still right. Your parents ain't thinking about you. They're thinking about taking a forever cruise. They want to go on the Black People Cruise forever. What is it? Carnival Cruise Lines. That's their big plan. That's their legacy that they want to leave behind. They want to get an RV and go out to the mountains, and they want to travel around the country for the rest of their golden years. Here's the problem, boomers.
I sold my kid for a Corvette and a boat.
We don't have golden years anymore. We have platinum years. We're getting to fucking diamond years. You guys don't die. The natural order of things, and again, I don't want my parents to die. I don't want that. But the natural order of things is eventually you die and your kids get that shit. Well, nobody dies anymore except for Jax, who has multiple sclerosis. So they stopped. They figured that out 20 years ago. They figured out 20 years ago. Well, hang on a second. I don't know anybody who doesn't live longer than their parents now. We might live forever. Your dumbass boomer parents. And some of you have Gen X parents, and by the way, them too, okay? They count. There is no Gen X. Gen X got wiped out by 9/11 in like the funniest part of 9/11, and there were so many, but the funniest part of 9/11 is that the entire 90s, hey, it's never going to stop being this good, but also we hate it. Oh man, life really sucks here in the best decade ever. Remember when The Matrix was like 1999 is the pinnacle of human civilization. And then, oops, yep, it's all downhill from there. So
Y2K.
Here's what, and by the way, when was Morpheus? Thank you. And when was Neo's birthday on his passport? Or his, the expiration date of his passport was 9/11/2001. Predictive programming. They predicted this, okay? They knew. That was it. Here's what happened. Gen Xers are boomers now. So I need to get this part out of the way so that none of the people who have parents that are in their 50s are like, this doesn't apply to me. And so that none of those parents feel like this doesn't apply to them. This is you guys too. All right. Sorry, Gen X. I love Gen Xers, but you got wiped out. You don't exist no more. Culturally, you are straight up irrelevant. The only time anyone even sees a Gen Xer at this point is when some dumb Gen X 55-year-old woman logs onto TikTok with 15 filters on her face and looks you dead in your eyes and goes, I'm actually one of the baddest motherfuckers you've ever known. I'm not kidding. They're doing this. Go on TikTok. Find anyone that looks remotely old. And you'll know they're old, by the way, from how smooth they are, ironically. There's just so much smoothness. It's a filter of makeup around their eyes. It's always a woman, and she's telling you, you've never run into, she's the worst thing you're ever on in a dark corner. Don't ever run into me in a dark alleyway. She's like basically vampire posting. They think they're vampires. Here's what happened. They were slackers. They gave up during the best time ever on Earth. The absolute easiest time ever on Earth. They were like, nah. That led to that culturally, that led to some amazing art, some amazing things. But unfortunately, it also let the Earth pass them by. Turns out slacker mentality lets everybody else just run right by you. Millennials trampled them. Booyah! 9/11 comes around. And the first thing that fell was Gen X. Before a tower ever crumbled, Building 7, they're just announcing it on the news that Building 7 has fallen. You can see it in the background. It's actually Gen X that's falling. Gen X, boom! When was the last time you heard about Gen X? Tough acting to acting. It's not happening. Gen X? That ain't circus. So, are you Gen X?
You gotta run for president.
Are you Gen X, Tom?
Actually, I'm something called Generation Jones. It's interesting what you're saying to me. Well, I don't believe in any of this crap anyway, because it's just that 1 year you were born. But when I got out of high school, I have more in common with like Gen Z and stuff, because when I got out of high school, the interest rate for a 30-year, home loan was 12%. The unemployment was through the roof. Inflation was through the roof. So there was no jobs. You couldn't get, I get it. I understand it. And then I look to the people 10 years older than me, and certainly my parents, and I go, yeah, my uncle worked at a factory pulling a lever on a machine to make car headlights.
Yeah,
and made 6 figures. 6 figures.
That's
the guy
part.
in my hometown that was the salesman at the stereo shop selling stereos out of a strip mall had a house in my neighborhood with 2 cars and 3 kids. I'm like, what?
Yeah, but couldn't you buy a house for like $1,500?
So I get it.
When a boomer tells you to pick yourself up by your bootstraps, remember that their job was they were the guy that pulled the lever. That was literally their job. This idiot bought a house off of making $24 a week doing this. That was it. And then he's going to tell you that was like the hardest job that ever existed. Let me tell you the hardest job that's ever existed. Streamer. And it's not even close. The point in all of this, and by the way, I want to address something you said real quick, Tom. You're like, it doesn't matter. It's just the year you were born. This ain't horoscope shit though, man. There is a difference. There are differences in the generations, and it might not be as well defined as they try to make the generations be, but
that's my thing.
There's bleed into both in the same way.
There's economic trends that those age groups benefited from for certain.
Right.
For certain.
Well,
and if you look at the median income for the last 40 years, if you want to see a flat line, look at that. Look at it up till about 1960, and oh, wow, it looks like it's going right up with the gross domestic product. It looks like it's going right up with the cost of living. It's a nice 45-degree angle, and it's flat.
Isn't it fascinating?
For the last 30.
Isn't it fascinating that in this time period where boomers are never dying, by the way, they still work, even though they're in retirement, they're still the CEOs of all the companies, there's boomers. And then they also have now, there is no lever. There's no lever. You can't even pull a lever now. Everything's a touchscreen. There's a reason for that. They made everything a touchscreen. They made everything AI, so there's no lever for you to pull. Most people are dummy job guys. This is a babysitting job doing this. This is so that you don't get violent on the guys at the top. That's it. They didn't need a guy to pull the lever. Even in the 1950s, they could have made an automaton to do that. Okay, they used to have a robot that smoked, and his dog Sparky. So this is to keep your idle hands busy. That's all this was. There are no levers anymore. You need to be Neatmaxing. I'm not kidding. You're 30, late 30s watching this show. Let's be honest. You're somewhere between 25 and 40 years old watching this show, being in this cult. Let me tell you something right now. And if you're older than that even, younger or older, I don't care. I don't care. If you're not a boomer or a Gen Xer, here's what you need to do right now. Show up to your parents' house and you're moving back in. Unannounced. You need to bleed them dry of their forever cruise money. They don't get to have golden years no more. They've been having golden years for 20 years. They got it, okay? You enjoyed it. Oh, they get to have, you know what they get? They get Social Security. You're never getting that. You think you're ever going to get that? You think Consuela is paying in to make sure you've got Social Security? Nuh-uh. Move back. I'm not. I know people think I'm joking about this. I want every single person listening to me right now, if you, bare minimum, if you are unmarried, if you do not have kids, and if you don't have direction in your life, if you're one of those guys, if you're one of those dudes who goes online looking for any handhold at all to get a grip on what's going on around you, you're looking for an answer. The answer was there all along. Not in employment, not in education. You need to be in your parents' basement. You need to be dwelling. We're dwell maxing. We're Neatmaxing, we're dwell maxing, and we're siphoning. We're taking it back. This is the money, by the way, that you in your head think right now your parents owe you. You secretly think it. You secretly think that they thought about you already. You secretly think, you've never brought it up, you secretly think that they were smart enough to even already write a will and include you in it. Trust me, they wouldn't do either. They haven't written a will, and if they did, they'd leave everything to their dog. I'm not kidding. Half of your parents would leave everything to a guy they met the other day and just completely keep you out of it. And think they'd never think twice about it. They would think that's totally cool and normal. And you're not going to find out about it.
No, you know what's even worse?
What?
And this is some real dark future shit. I want to go back to something you said, the Matrix. Boomers. They're living longer. Hold on. Let me cook.
Okay.
So they're living longer because of all this fucking health technology, fucking retirement homes and shit. All of that money that should be going to, you know, inheritance to their children or whatever, it's going to the healthcare industry. It's going to Filipino nurses. It's going to Haitian nurses. It's going to fucking
Indians.
Ray McKesson. It's going to all these fucking medical companies so they can charge $80 for a fucking 20-ounce bottle of lotion to rub on some old fucker's ass.
Yeah. My grandparents ate through all of their savings just so they could stay alive longer. Miserable.
And just like in the Matrix, you got a bunch of fucking old people hooked up to machines. Just like the Matrix, so they can, they're goo tanking old people. Old people are getting goo maxed for their money.
And trust me, once my plan kicks into place, once we're Neatmaxing, we're going to be building our goo tanks. We're going to have back to tanks. We're going to be putting guys inside these things, whether they like it or not. Okay, certain people are getting goo tanked against their will, and we will be hooking up to their nervous systems and seeing what happens. Somebody in chat says, if I move back in, I want to do something cool and make stuff. I don't want to just be a mooch for no reason. Okay, let me address 2 points in that because I'm glad you said that. Point number one I want to address here is it's not no reason. It's taking what's yours. There's a new type of manifest destiny on earth. Okay, we used to have the kind where you go, oh boy, it's God gave me the right to explore this land and try to conquer it and make it mine and shape it and form it as I see fit. There's no more land. There's nowhere to go. You can have, you can either be a space nerd and think you're going to conquer Mars. You're not getting the moon. This space nerd already did it. Or your only other option is to take back what's being stolen from you. You think, the illegal immigrants are stealing from you? You think the Somalian daycares are stealing from you? Not as much as your parents. What are they leaving you? Are they even leaving? I hate saying that. I hate saying, no, hang on a second, Tom, because I'm still in the middle of this. I hate saying that because, again, I don't want anyone's parents to die. I don't want mine to die. How terrible would that be if that happened tomorrow after I say this? But at the same time, I'm not getting anything. Me personally, as much shit as people like to talk and say, oh, I've got a trust fund or what. You got no idea. I couldn't even leech now if I wanted to. I'm too late. I'm telling you this. I'm from the dark future, and I'm warning you. Leech while there's still something to leech off of your parents. And the other part I want to address there is you say you want to do, I want you to do something creative too. This is why I'm saying the cult needs to Neatmax. When we're Neatmaxing, that's going to open up all sorts of time. Listen, what's the most important, what's the most valuable thing on earth? Time. Who's the only people that get to know that that's the most valuable thing? Who told you that? Boomers. They got all the time in the world. You're going to die at 60 while your parents live to be 100. That's what's currently going on. You don't have time. You got to crush yourself to live. You got to have 2-3 jobs, gigs, all this stupid shit. You don't have time. No, we're making time. We're creating time. We're taking back time. And what are we going to do with that time? Really, really stupid shit. We're going to use our new time to waste theirs. See, here's the thing. It's us and them. It's the people who understand this and the people who don't. You're either in the cult or you're not. You're either henching or you're annoyed. These are the options. Are you Neatmaxing right now? Oh, you're not? You don't have time? How about you have less now? How about I just spent the last 5 hours gaslighting you into believing nonsense for no reason? I don't even hate you. I just did it. Oh, what's that? You just spent 30 minutes double checking CNN.com and Wikipedia to see if the misinformation I was spreading is real. Making sure that what you read is true. I don't even care if it's true. I don't even know the words I'm saying. I'm not sure I'm speaking English right now. It's just about wasting your time. And why? Because you're annoyed. Because you're the flotsam and jetsam of this hell earth that sits there and you just keep floating along with the way things are going. And you're like, what can you do? What can you do? You're having Chinese thoughts like that. There's nothing that can be done about it. I'm just going along. I got to go with the flow. Sorry. You can either be part of the problem or part of not the solution, but the anti-problem.
The problem's problem.
The final solution. No, you can be part of something that changes things. Now, I know this sounds crazy. It sounds like a joke. This is every little decision I make, every thought I have has always operated this way. And the problem is I'm one guy. It doesn't work with one guy. When I sat there, we were talking about taxes earlier, right? When I was sitting there as a kid and I was getting taxes explained to me by my parents who probably had no clue how to do their own taxes themselves, but they were still telling me about this. And I got my first job when I'm 14. and they're explaining how I got to do all this stuff, right? And I'm sitting there frustrated because I'm like, none of this makes any sense. Like, so I got to tell the government how much money I made, but if I don't, they'll tell me how much it was and I'll be in trouble. If I tell them the wrong amount, they'll know. Somehow, magically, they'll know, but I have to waste my time telling them. And I don't fucking annoyed me on this with the shit where you go, well, that's so that you can do deductions. And you could have both. You could have it in Europe, a lot of European countries, you don't have to go through this stupid hoop to do this, okay? Where you need to tell them the thing they already know. You can just tell them hey, by the way, here's my expenses. Here's my deductions. What is this hoop? So I sat there and I looked dead in my mom's eyes and I go, why do we do this? And this is me slowly waking up to the boomer question, the problem, this is a long time ago. And I'm like, why is everyone doing this? If they know the amount and you'll get in trouble for the amount, why are you having to sit there and like sweat and figure out and look at forms and all this stuff? Even then we had computers that could have taken care of all that kind of stuff anyway. Why are we doing all this? And it's not, the answer isn't the deductions. The answer isn't the, what your expenses or any of that kind of stuff. The answer is what my mom said in that moment. Well, because that's just the way it is.
And we didn't even do it until the 1900s. I mean, we fought Civil War. We did all sorts of stuff without an individual income tax.
That's a whole other
And statistically, half of the money that you spend in your entire life on healthcare will be spent in the final 6 months of your life. And by the way, I'm old. I think that's been pretty universally recognized. Yes. But I'm really old. I mean, I'm an old guy.
Old.
Let me tell you about finances.
Both of my parents are still alive.
And Tom Gully needs to Neatmax. I'm not kidding. It's got to be everybody. You got to start doing this. You need to drain your pay. And I know you got a bunch of brothers and sisters, right, Tom? Don't you have siblings?
Oh, just a slew of them.
So you got to get in there before one of them figures this out as well. If you got siblings, you need to be the problem child. Okay. And again, you can't denounce it. You got to show up. When my mom looked me dead in the eyes and says, that's just the way it is. And I'm not kidding. I'm almost in tears looking at her going, why? So you're just telling me it's that way because everyone just accepts it? You know that means that everyone could just not accept it, right? That if enough people, it doesn't even have to be everybody. It's not a utopia thing. You could just have enough people going, why are we doing this? And it changes. It has to at that point. And she goes, you just got to do it. It's just the way it is. That was the moment. That was the moment that I went, oh, okay. I'm a man apart. I'm an island. I'm sitting here looking at everything going, why? And then I just do it the way I think it should be done. Every single thing like this, I go, I'm just going to do it my way and hope for the best. And when I hope for the best, what I'm hoping for is that other people will then go, oh, okay, maybe I could just do it the way that actually makes sense too. And that never happens, not once. That has never one time ever happened, even once, even a little bit, even kind of.
Hey, you know what? In 1960, there were 16 different tax brackets. And if you were a super earner and you were in the top bracket, your income over a certain level was taxed at 90%.
Yeah. Eat the rich? No. Neatmaxing. the boomer. And by the way, if you could do it to someone who wasn't your parents, if there was a boomer that you could just absorb all of their life force in the same way, I would say to do it to them instead. You got to do it. You just have to. This is your birthright in the same way that it used to be that, like, oh, you know, eventually you get to own the house that you grew up in as a kid. It's your birthright in the same way that, like, oh, they leave you their fortune when they pass. There is none of that. There is no family fortune left to you. They're trying to spend it all. These guys are like Tutankhamun. They think they can take it with them. They're trying to. They're trying to get rid of every bit they can, and anything they don't, they're hoping they're going to see it on the other side. They're not thinking about you. And by the way, again, I can't remember who said it now in chat, but the guy was like, I don't want to waste that kind of time. You know, I want to be doing something if I'm doing this. That's entirely the reason I'm saying this. Everything is about being able to have time and create and do and change and make. And I know I said absolute baseline, absolute bare minimum is someone who has no family, no prospects kind of guy. I'm not kidding. I think those of you who have families, who are married with children, should be doing this. And also, this wouldn't have been weird 50 years ago. Like a family living together, which is what I'm describing, by the way. If you really broke this down, what I'm describing is, imagine a world where you live with your family. That doesn't sound that weird when you put it that way. It's just that I'm straight up telling you, go ahead and adopt the aesthetics that the internet applies to you anyway. You are sitting there crushed by idiot boomer choices every day. You go to the internet to escape just a little bit. And what happens? Some hack fucking moron, probably a boomer, says to you, you just live in your parents' basement. Oh, okay, basement dweller. Let them see what happens when that's true. Let them see. You think you're a thorn? Like, a lot of the people in my audience obviously are sort of thorn in the side type guys online. You're probably making things worse, Podawful style, for certain groups of people on the internet. They ain't seen nothing yet. Imagine if you had all the time in the world. Now, thankfully, and thanks to the Pizza Fund, and thanks to Primo Week, I'm lucky enough. I'm the kind of guy that's got all the time in the world. I'm telling you this from a position of knowledge on the subject. I get to just do stuff. Is that right? Does that seem okay? Thank you. Thank you so much. But if you're sitting there going, well, wait a second, how come Jesse just gets to do stuff? Well, it's because I'm the one who has the ideas. Start listening to them. Start doing them. You want to be a part of a cult? You're going to have to make some sacrifices. You want to get to do stuff? You're going to have to be part of a cult. And everyone you hate, everybody doing the stuff you hate, they're all part of a cult. Think about it. How do they organize? How do they get together? How do they ruin your life? They have numbers and they're committed and they believe it. They believe it. They're true believers. They might be believing in something real stupid. Does this idea sound stupid? Good. Good. It is. Good. You know who's really going to hate it? The people you hate. The people you hate. I know. I'm crazy. I'm dumb. One guy's going to do it. One guy's going to hear this and go, what the hell? I could do it. I could try it for 3 months. I just show up on my dad's doorstep unannounced with a full suitcase, walk in, and when he's like, "Hey, son, what's going on here?" I say nothing to him, walk right past him, and head down the stairs into the basement and set up camp. I lock the door behind me, say nothing, and then 15 hours later emerge and ask mommy for juice. One guy is going to be brave enough to try this. And that guy is going to see I'm right. I'm right. I don't have this ability. If I had the ability to do this, I would already be doing it. Trust me. I'd be finding a way. Doesn't exist for me. Somebody out there is going to be brave, and they're going to do it, and it's going to make sense. It's all going to make sense. And if you don't start doing it, if we don't start doing it, if we're not Neatmaxing, these are, number one, the idea is now out there. But number two, this is just the gesticulation of the zeitgeist. This isn't me. This isn't Podawful. This is a sign of the times. This is just a wave in the ocean, what I'm doing and saying right now. Someone else is going to get hit by that wave too. And somebody out there, some group of freaks is going to start doing this. Okay? Whether they heard me say this or not, this is, again, it's in the air, it's in the ether, it's in the electricity. It's all around you. Somebody's picking up this signal right now. Okay? Wires crossed or not, they're picking it up, and they're going to do it. They're going to do it. And if you, by the way, if you are one of the people that are out there right now living in your parents' house already, and you are in education, you are in employment, quit. I'm telling you to quit. I'm telling you, the people who I get paid by, to quit. Think about that. Think about what that must mean. You need time more than you need money. And as long as you are leeching, you can do it. Oh, I'm afraid I'm 40 years old. I'm afraid my mom will finally kick me out of the house. Make her physically do it. Literally do this move. Where you just become dead weight. Slippery. You're slippery. Hard to grab onto. She has to physically, as an old woman, try to pick you up and move you out. No. Squat your parents' house. Adverse possess your parents' home. Oh, what's that? They're already on their forever cruise? I bet they got a property somewhere. Do they rent to somebody? Go there and tell that person that you are a representative of the landlord and they've been asked to leave and move in. And don't pay your parents' rent. Oh, they've got an RV. They now live in an RV. And they're traveling around Arizona because they just got like a thing for the Southwest now. I don't know. So something about Coco Pele just calls to me. Move into their RV. Hunt them down. Track them. Wait for them to set up camp one night. And show up. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? You show up in the middle of the desert. They're not going to let you come in. They're not going to let you spend the night. You're not leaving. Oh, what's that, mom and dad? The table and bench seats inside the RV convert into a bed? Good thing. Because that's where you guys are sleeping now. I'll be taking the big bed. I'm going to be sleeping all the way in the back next to the shower. That's for me now. Use their Amazon. They won't notice. Yeah. Oh, cool Amazon Prime account, Mom. kind of looks like mine. Oh, that's an Amazon Mine account. Infiltrate every old person's Arizona and Florida vacation homes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, Dad, love the lanai. Be ashamed if somebody moved into it. Oh, what's that? You got a little day bed out here? That's about to become a night bed. I'm going to be sleeping under the stars. Italian maxing. Somebody
it's
says.
It's Primo Week.
Huh?
It's Primo Week.
Guys, it's Primo Week. That's the important thing. It's Primo.
Primo Week.
Coco Pelle.
Did we get enough likes yet?
No, not
live
yet.
the primo lifestyle.
Yeah, are we there yet?
We're not there yet. All right.
Dang, guys. Come on.
This is you guys.
Well, listen, I wanted to give I just wanted to do a pre-show. I'm doing a pre-show. This is all important stuff. And by the way, you responding like that means you're not a true believer. I get it. You're uncomfortable. You're sitting there.
I'm making jokes. I'm the one that brought up the like meter in the first place. I'm trying to build the tension.
You were uncomfortable. It's okay.
No.
You are.
I'm having fun. I want this to continue. I wanted there to be not enough likes.
And here's the thing. You can all let's say you don't got parents you can move in with. Move in with Tom Gully. Force him to house you.
Oh my God.
Force your way.
What about Tom Gully move in with me?
Good luck.
That doesn't help you in any way.
Can I move in with
Tom
my
Gully,
child?
are you good with kids? Oh wait.
Yeah.
There's that. Yeah.
Tom, I think we're
300 feet, people. 300 feet.
Pogo the clown.
School
over here.
teacher, so. Now we're getting to the point. No, I'm clearly on the tenure track for Hermit.
Well, now is anybody looking in the chat during that? What were people saying? Were they with me or against me on this? I want to know the temperature of the room right now. Just tell me in chat right now. Are you with me or against me on it?
You're either with him or against him.
Just a lot of chanting Jesse for president.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Black Void X said they can sleep in the coffin. I like that.
I just wanted to say that part of the reason why we got sold out by the boomers is because they all think that they're going to go to heaven.
That's a big problem too.
That's seriously part of the reason.
That's a big problem. No. He's right. You need to show up. You're on the doorstep. It's a rainy night. Wait until it's a dark and stormy night. You show up on the doorstep. You ring the bell. They're like, "Who would be here at 10 p.m.?"
Vampire.
They open the door. Lightning crashes. It's your silhouette, and then you come into view. You're covered. They're like, you're holding suitcases. They're like, come in, Zoomer retard, get in here. And they're like, what are you doing here? I didn't know you were even in town. You go, I need you to know something.
Business.
You are going to hell.
Yes.
Then you walk upstairs to your old bedroom and you close the door and you lock it. And again, this part is important. I've already thought this through heavily. You do have to stay in the room for minimum 15 hours. It's got to be longer than sleep.
They're knocking on the door. They're calling.
Yeah.
Longer than sleep.
You can respond. By the way, it's not a thing where you're like la 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 la, not responding if they're knocking on the door. You just say, "Not right now, please. I'll see you soon. I'll talk to you soon." But you don't let them come in if they try to jimmy the lock or brute force their way in.
Yeah,
you move the dresser over in front of the door so that they can't.
Yeah, well, I have an interesting story pertaining to my grandparents. My grandparents, they got a huge fortune from my great grandparents who were millionaires, and they wasted all of it. It's all gone.
Yeah.
All of it. So my mom will never see it, like ever. Like it's all gone, all of it.
Yep.
So I know exactly like what they do with it. They waste it on like nothing. Like my grandparents, they tried to start like a business and it failed.
People are telling me
it was ridiculous.
People are telling me in chat they're with me on this. They're saying the boomer children return like a biblical plague. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And you do need to mark their doors, by the way. There should be a considerable amount of blood on their doors when they open it. And it does not have to be from a lamb. I'll just leave it. It's mystery blood. Okay. Mystery blood is a total option. I don't say shit like this. If I say anything that sounds even remotely political or I don't even know what the word is for something like that, like zeitgeisty, social, yeah, like of the time kind of stuff. When I'm saying stuff like this, I'm not messing around. I'm really not. These are my real thoughts. This is the actual brain you choose to tune into. Okay, so I don't know.
This is better than anything George Carlin ever had to say.
Listen, and by the way, Cole, you said you're with me. You live with your mom, right? Cole?
I've fallen asleep.
You just said something like 2 seconds ago. He was saying he might have walked away.
He does that.
Well, he also might have gotten up to get his mom to give him some muffins or something. But what I was going to say was,
Mommy milk.
But he doesn't he live with his mom? Am I wrong? Am I just making that up?
I believe that's true.
Well,
I believe so.
But here's the thing. He's got a back-breaking job. A guy living with his mom.
Yeah.
Back-breaking, horrible, wouldn't wish it on anyone type of job, which I'm sure he's fine, whatever. But it's
he
true.
Pulls two levers.
It's true. Yeah, it's true crushing type work. What's it getting him? It's getting him the spot I'm already talking about. He's living with mom. Stop fucking working. Get out of just stop. Just stop. Start doing the thing where you go, yeah, I'm going to work, and then you go sit in a Starbucks all day, scared, not knowing what to do. You wait 8 hours, and that's what Jex does, by the way. He's pretending to drive a truck.
Right.
He's just going.
Just playing.
He's just sitting out in the driveway on Discord all day. You need to be Discord maxing. You need to be Discord maxing. You need to be on Discord all day long, planning, gaslighting, gang stalking, goading. All the 5Gs need to be in there. And again, I said it before, I knew if I said the thing about why do we have to, I used the tax example, and I knew that would possibly be a bad example. I just used it because it was one of the first things I remember where I thought, oh, so the reason we do stupid stuff is that we do stupid stuff. That it turns out that's it. That's how society works. Everyone just goes with the flow, and we do it because boomers set it up that way. And I knew by saying that, somebody would probably be like, oh, here's why we really do it that way, blah, blah, blah. If you're tired of people coming along and giving you these pedantic answers like that, where you know in your heart of hearts that still doesn't make sense. Maybe you can't articulate it. Maybe you're sick of hearing that, source. If you've ever done the source meme, I put on my source hat, give me context hat, context. If you've ever used that, you're who I'm talking to right now. If you're sick of people where in your gut, and they know in their gut that what you're saying is true, but somebody came up with an answer a long time ago and they're going to parrot it at you. That's a noid. Avoid noids. They ruin pizza. Okay? Noids' entire existence is to fuck with you. That's most people on earth. That most people on earth, their job is to just waste your time. It's not bad for you to decide, you know what? I'm going to do it back. Every time you go to the fucking bank and the dumbass teller's got some problem. You ever go to the bank and you go, you don't, let's say, all right, are you like me where you're one of those guys where you don't know off the top of your head your entire account number for your bank because you've got other shit to worry about? You didn't memorize it. But luckily, we live in a world where you just give them the card and they can put it in, or you can put it in, and then it tells them who you are because there it is. There you are on the card. Okay, I don't even know if this is a thing anymore. I've not been inside a brick and mortar bank for like a billion years. That's the concept alone of going to one is so insulting to me that's even a thing still because I'm so sick of noids. But I'm just using this as I'm trying to figure out what a normal person does so I can level with you on something here for a second. You ever go there and they go, oh, there's a problem with the thing? And you're like, well, just here, look up this account then. Here's me. Here's the name on it. And they got to give you the runner. That's not how it works. You ever go to the grocery store and you try to buy something, and because they can't find the sticker or the barcode, or they don't know what the sale price, well, that's not how you go to a fucking fast food place and you're like, yeah, can I get taco, but I don't want pico de gallo on it. I want just onions, which is actually cheaper and it costs you less. Could I have that? And they go, well, there's not a button for it on the screen. That's annoyed. That's annoyed.
Yep.
That's your life.
Yeah.
That's your whole life when you really start checking the balance on it. Every time you go outside, that's somebody. That's why I say never touch grass. But unfortunately, it's time to start touching it because every single time you go out, that's everybody. And I know I just named 3 places where the person I'm talking about is a black woman, but please ignore that fact. Okay. It's not just them. Okay. Sometimes it's a hijabi.
It's probably just Mexicans now.
It's Mexicans. Yeah. But it's not.
Yeah.
It's
Indians.
Listen, it's white people too, though. I hate to,
oh, yeah.
I hate to pull that thing, but we'd use a different N-word if if it was just black women, we wouldn't have to say Noid. Okay, so
I get a black cashier at Taco Bell and I get a Mexican one at Popeyes.
Indian at Popeyes now.
Indian, yikes.
It's way worse.
Somebody says, I tried going to a bank and they removed everything. It was just a Mexican lady who didn't speak English and pointed to an ATM to deposit $20,000. Okay, so yeah, that's a Noid. And by the way, it was Noids that put that lady there. It was Noids that took everything out of there. And whoever made that decision, it was a boomer Noid. Life, the earth around you has been Neatmaxing the whole time. Okay? You got to fight N-word with N-word. You got to Neatmax. So that's like, and again, not to make it about illegals or foreigners or Mexicans or any of that, but who are good people, and I love their tacos, especially when I can get it with just onion, not pico de gallo. I would let my own child be killed by an MS-13 member as long as I can continue eating delicious tortas.
What about just MS?
No, probably not. It depends on how many tortas I'm eating at that point. Probably more sclerosis. I forgot what I was going to say now. I went, I think I talked about this at some point on a stream, but I went through one of the most absurd things ever dealing with Social Security one time. Just to be clear, I don't receive Social Security. trying to get a social security card, just the physical card. That's it. Trying to get one of those. I one time had to speak to someone who spoke no English to do that.
What?
And twice, 2 different days with maybe a week apart between them, I had to go in to do this and walked out both times with no card.
How's that allowed?
Yep.
Yeah, how is that allowed? I can't.
That should not be allowed.
Well, but the answer is noids. The answer is boomers. That guy, that guy was annoyed, but he didn't show up. He didn't just appear there. He didn't grow out of the Social Security Administration's flooring and start speaking Spanish that day. Some boomer put him there. Boomer policies allowed for that to happen because boomers decided, 30 years ago, they were scared of being called racist. So that's how it happened. And by the way, I never got that card. I gave up. You know why? A normal person would have kept banging their head on the wall in that scenario. They would have kept touching the hot stove. Oh, I'm supposed to have this? No, not until you get me somebody who speaks fucking English. And that shouldn't be controversial to ask for. I'm getting denied by a dude who just showed up. I have birth certificates.
Mm-hmm.
I have everything. I've got everything. I've got 1,000 pieces of ID. I have hospital records, like everything. And a dude who they want you to refer to as being undocumented told me I don't have enough documents to receive my document.
Yeah.
And I've said it.
Well,
I've said it before.
Oh, sorry.
I'll say it again. Undocumented immigrants are the most documented people on earth. Okay? Don't let them fool you with this. You're being gaslit. They're fooling you with this language. They have the documents they won't give to you. That guy had a social security card. He probably had 2. He got a social security card for everyone in his family. They're not even all in America, probably. I gave up. I said, fuck it. What the fuck do I give a shit? I'm just not going to do it. And I gave up. You can say what you're going to say.
Yeah, well, thanks. I was going to say that I went to go get a passport because I don't have one yet. So I went like a month ago to go get it. And while I was there, showing them all this documentation and filling out all this fucking paperwork, which is ridiculous, by the way. I was told that I need an insurance medical card and all this dumb shit. It eventually went through, but as I was sitting there, there was 3 Indian couples fresh off the boat, and they walked in and they had minimal documentation and they had 0 issues. They didn't have to fill out any paperwork, and they were able to very easily progress to get their passport.
Of course, they can.
I had to go through all this shit.
They can vote if they want. What are you talking? I mean, yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not. And again, I'm not saying this about that. It's funny because that guy, I know, we know in our gut that guy. If he's got documents, he got them yesterday. He's brand new to having them. Yeah. And now I'm getting denied these documents. There's a retard in chat right now going, oh, what, you didn't have your birth certificate? And then, of course, I said that I had not only a birth certificate, but literally every single document. And he had to...
Annoyed.
It's annoyed. This is annoyed. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Because the second I said that, and I didn't see that he said this until after the fact. The second I said I had all the documents, now he's got to change it up in chat and go, oh, well, now you're bullshitting. I'm just lying now. And here's the stupidest part. See, I didn't say, there's something I left out. And I'm glad this Noid showed up to fucking expose exactly what I'm talking about. And you need to, by the way, harass, harangue, hector, bully Noids. This guy cannot leave here thinking he did something. He's got to leave here physically in pain from the words that are now said to him. Because here's what I didn't say. It wasn't a social security card for me. I have my original social security. You want to talk about documents? Oh, I'm lying. I have the original paper one. Here's something that everybody here knows about me. I'm anti-wallet. I think wallets are insane. You don't need them. It's just an extra thing that's fucking up your day. This is another one of these. I'm just, hey, look, you guys went along with the flow. I didn't. This is a totally unnecessary. Why am I hearing myself back? Can somebody fix whatever's making it happen? This is a totally unnecessary. Yes. Sounds.
Sorry.
Sounds make sounds. You always say really to this. All right. I think wallets are fully unnecessary, insane, superfluous, bulky nonsense, right? I've made a whole stink about this before. With no wallet, I'm carrying my original social security card around in my pocket raw. This thing is like faded. It's tattered on the edges, but I've got it. It's in my pocket, right? I could pull it out right now. Obviously, I'm not going to show it to you, but I have it in my pocket right the fuck now.
So every time you change pants, you just switch it up.
Yeah, just like you do with your wallet, stupid. Yeah. It's just, by the way, it's just sandwiched between my cards and my cash, the little bit of cash I bother with, because I think cash is silly as well. Yeah. Oh, you switch it out from one pocket to another? Oh, like you do with anything you put in your pocket? No, I just leave my keys in my old pants. So I guess I'll drive again when I wash these. What kind of fucking point
Jesse,
was that?
fair point.
Stupid. So, yeah, it's a fair point. Yeah, this wasn't a social security card for me. This is a social security card for who should be the easiest person to get a social security card for. My child who had just been born. Never showed up. We don't. There's no number. We don't have a number. Oh, I don't have a number? Okay. Bye.
So stupid.
Bye, government. Bye, America. I don't care. Fine.
Well,
I'm going back to the moon.
That raises like a whole other issue, though, because if the system doesn't work for actual citizens who are naturally born, then what's the point? Like, if it is only there to not work anyways, then what's the point of having any of that? Any, like, a social security number or your birth certificate?
You just got red
there is
pill.
none.
And we made. We've made literature. You're right. We've made literature about this, by the way. We do need to keep passing out the literature so that people understand. Your life sucks? Sick and tired of being sick and tired? Here is your escape key. Join a cult. There is a section in here on Noids. It says, avoid, and this is about the guy in the chat right now. Avoid Noids. They ruin pizza. Agents of the status quo, enemies of fun, a mafia of window-licking charlatan ne'er-do-wells whose only pleasure in life is licking the back end of authority, stink misers of the highest order and the cause of all of your life's problems. Spit on Noids, kick Noids, hurt Noids, push Noids down the stairs. You can do anything you want to a Noid.
Yeah.
The one nice thing about a Noid is you can do anything you want to them legally.
Well, they'll take it. They won't do anything about it.
Anything to a Noid. And I'm talking about in real life. Okay? And there is no line. You can't, there's no line to cross. Doesn't exist. Why? Because they're Noids. Because it's you or them. You or them. It's us or them. They're the them. They're the they. When they go, oh, when you say they, who do you mean by they? And in your head, you're going, they. No. It's not that one. It's Noids. Yeah. It is. It covers all bases. It's the grand conspiracy of ruining your pizza. Okay? When you order a pizza and they deliver it and it's crushed and the cheese is on the top of the box, when you paid for mushroom and it didn't come on there, who did it? Noids did it. That's how it happened. That's every little thing. They're the cogs in the machine of life that get stuck, that just stop spinning. And you're just stuck in there with them. Total Noid death, they say in the chat room. That's right. That's right. White Morpheus out here pointing out Agent Smith. Yeah.
So this is kind of like a declaration.
You got a bazinga your mind, son.
Sheldorpheus.
One thing I've noticed about Noids is that they just really don't pay attention to anything at all. Like with the guy in the chat with the birth certificate, he completely glossed over that. He was not listening. Of course, to what you're saying.
Oh no, he didn't. He didn't gloss over it. He assumed.
He twisted it.
Before I said that, he assumed. He did what my mom did in that story about the taxes. He went, well, it must be you who's wrong in his head because the system must work because it's always been there. The system is in place. There are systems that were put in place before your birth without your consent, and you are now forced to be ground up inside of them. By the way, you know that hilarious story of the dork who sued their parents because they didn't consent to being born? Good.
Oh my God.
No.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
I mean, he has a point.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. And I'll tell
we should all do that.
How about this? That guy, who I think that might have been like a German person or something, whoever it was, that guy wouldn't have done it if his life was nice, right? So his parents, his parents fucked up somewhere. Because if you like your parents and your life is nice, you ain't doing something like that, most likely. He probably went, holy shit, I'm never going to own a house. I'm being ground through these systems that I never agreed to. And some Noid is going to come along and tell me it's my fault, even though it's obviously not. And they're going to spit in my face. Let's just see what happens. Now, obviously, you know, that's a stupid thing to do. You're never going to win a case like that. But at least the guy's thinking. At least something, he's going outside the box.
It's creative.
I like it. I'm for it. Sue your parents. For
legally
your birth.
silly, spiritually right.
There's Cole. Cole, you live with your mom, right?
Yeah.
Cole, and I'm not calling you out here to embarrass you at all. You have I said this I think you walked away for a second. I said this while you were gone. You have a back-breaking laborer's job, right?
Yeah.
Quit. You should quit. I know right now in your head you're going, there's this, and this reason I can't do that. And actually my mom doesn't, maybe you're the one putting more money into the house. Whatever it is, I don't care. Stop. Those are Noid thoughts. Stop it. Someone says total Noid discomfort in chat, by the way. I like that one as well. Yes, it
Cole,
should be.
You got to be the first one to do it, man.
It should be discomforting for Noids. I'm telling you, start just going every day. Just stop showing up to work. Go to Starbucks and sit there all day and do something else. Get a laptop.
I've got a spot for you right next to me.
Hook up to their Wi-Fi. Don't buy anything, by the way. You're also leeching off of Starbucks. Use their free Wi-Fi. Tell your mom you're still going to work every day, whatever. I don't care if there's some other person you're helping care for. Whatever the excuses might be. No. Stop it. Quit your job. You need that time and you need your life. You know, you're not a young guy anymore. And this job has probably sapped you of your strength. You're going to be an old guy with like fucked up legs and a fucked up back, shit like that. Nah. I'm just saying nah to it all. Nah. Freedom of conceiving doesn't mean freedom from consequences. That's right. That's right.
Not to mention that these back-breaking jobs, they take years off your life. Like you're just making your life shorter.
Yeah. And by the way, here now I like this comment from Black Floyd. He says, "Just become a security guard and do whatever you want because it's just sitting around stealing some company's money and time." Yeah, that's okay. Now this is why you need to quit your job and move in with your parents. Is that gives you the kind of time to sit there and go, okay, what place can I get a job at right now? Tomorrow. They'll do a handshake and, hey, you're starting tomorrow. And I can instantly start wage thievery on them. I am shitting on the clock. It's the absolute least work, you're total wage theft maxing the entire time. You have no intention of staying at the job. You hope they're going to fire you. It's just, hey, you're going to get paid for the couple of days you show up. And by the way, when you do show up, you're going to show up late. You're not even going to show up on time. You're not going to try from the start. Day one, you're 15 minutes late to the job. You blame it on traffic. Say there was a 12-car pileup. It's going to be on the news later. Lie. Doesn't matter. It's a job that you don't have the skill set for. Lie. Use ChatGPT to make the perfect resume for whatever the job is. Tell them you went to Harvard. Who gives a shit? And by the way, that's not a crime. It's not a crime to say you went to a school you didn't go to. You can do that. There is no crime that says you can't tell people you have a bachelor's degree.
The steel drum playing bee is just an entry level position.
Yeah, I don't know how much that's actually paying either.
You want to know something funny? I never got a degree, but I always put on my LinkedIn, I studied at this college. This was my major from this year to that year. Nobody ever asks.
Nobody ever check. You can put, by the way, you can put anything as previous experience. Oh, you need 6 years of previous experience for this entry level job. Good thing you got it, because you used to work at Fake and Not Real, which was the name of the company. Oh, what's the phone number to it? It's the phone number of my best friend who's ready to answer that call at any time. And I've done that I've both done that myself and been the guy who's picked up the phone. I'm like,
good idea.
I mean, this is like friends of mine, roommates, people I know, like we've done this a million times where I get a phone call. I'm like, yeah, what's up? And they're like, hi, is this Bradbury Construction? And I'm like, yeah. So, hey, hang on 1 second. Quiet. Hey, guys. Yeah, that you're going to need to get that girder strapped up. That's the wrong, you need the 6.5 footers for that. And
smashing shit in the background.
Yeah. You throw on a YouTube video that's playing the sound. I'm not joking. I've 100% done this. Yeah. This is James.
Quite frankly, he's the best.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Bradbury. How can I help you? Did Tom work for you between the years? Tom, my best employee of the month every single month for the entire whatever amount of time you're about to say? Yes.
100 years.
Yes, and let me tell you something. I learned stuff from him that I didn't even know about this business. He changed everything for the better. I now make $1 million a minute. Goodbye. Yeah, you can do that. There's no...
He was with this company 50 years.
I've had so many people put my number on their resume as for a fake reference. I love being somebody's fake reference because I've done it myself. I've used other people to do it. I'm willing to do that for anybody at any time. And let me tell you something. Most of the time, you're never going to get that call. Like, it's not even something you have to worry about. They just need a phone. You could just make up a phone. Put 555 on there like an idiot. They're not going to notice. Trust me. They're not looking. They don't know. They don't care. And that's if they're hiring. Yeah, they're trying to hire an Indian. That's why I loved that. That's why we did the whole episode about the jobs.now thing. That's why I love that, is because, yeah, fuck them. Fuck them all over. Who cares? Fuck over the Indian guy. Fuck over the job. Force them to hire you, a guy who has no skills in this thing. You were just trying to fuck with the Indian guy. I'm still following that jobs. Every once in a while, I'll see jobs.now post something, and I'm like, shit, let me just go to Grok here and write up something where I can get the perfect, whatever it is, whatever kind of job. I still do it every once in a while. I hope you guys do it too. Fuck these people.
I see a guy like a... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. There should be like a cult role maybe in the Discord where we can put our phone numbers so people can use it as references.
No, you don't.
So we can...
Okay, Fed.
You don't want that?
All right, Fed. I just don't think you want that. That doesn't seem like a good idea.
No. I just think that would be kind of funny because it would fuck with like the whole thing.
It's the kind of thing where you want the person picking up for you just in case they do actually call, which again, almost never happen. That probably happened 10% of the time. But you want them to know everything about you. It's got to be somebody that really knows you. They got to know everything about you. So
that's true. Yeah.
They can improv on the spot for that kind of shit.
I was just thinking, just make Podawful call center, that'd be kind of funny.
Yeah. Well, Christopher Jonathan's on top of that right now.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. I've wasted enough time on this.
Oh, hold up.
What?
Can I tell you the thing?
What?
This is super related. I saw a guy using Tricknology, this new stuff called Open Claude, to go on Zillow and lowball boomers' house listings by 70%. And it's like awesome. Making them like threatening him, and they're panicking, and he's like, the AI is reporting them to the police for making violent threats.
Oh my god,
that's awesome. That's so good. I love that.
That sounds hilarious.
So you can automate this.
How much does Claude cost a month to use?
Not that much. Yeah, these AI things are not that expensive, really. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff people need to be doing. But again, it's the kind of thing you don't have the time to think about even. You don't have the time to even think about doing these things, because life is crushing you. This is why you got to Neatmax. You need that time.
Wife is crushing me.
You need that time. And you'll find the money, by the way. Either your parents will just be forced to give you some so you don't die. You get an allowance as an adult. You instantly spend that on Podawful so that everything is copacetic and kosher. I don't expect every single person to do this by any means. And some people, it wouldn't even make sense for them to do. But it's way more people than you think that it makes sense for you to do. If any part of what I just said over the past hour struck a chord with you at all, you're the guy. It is honestly that simple. There's if it struck a chord with you and you have parents, okay, probably two, then you're who I'm talking about. Jax.
Yep.
Jax, are you still living in the same place you lived in before that I've always
4 years ago? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking for a house right now.
Yeah, you've been looking for a house for a long time. You're in a tiny apartment. I'm not saying this again. I'm not shitting on you here. You're in a tiny little apartment. You got 3 daughters.
2 bedrooms, 3 daughters.
2 bedrooms. You're working on these little projects. You got I've seen your apartment. You got no space in there at all. Your dining room table is just absolutely covered in Boba Fett costume parts or whatever gay shit you're working on.
Okay.
And all of that is to say, like, it shouldn't be like that. That should all those things should be on your parents' dining room table. Your children should be messing up their living room.
Right.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I took my Boba Fett costume parts over to my parents' basement to sand them, and they are there right now.
Of course. Here's what. All right. So here's the move. Guess what? Here's the move. You go, I'm here for the Boba Fett stuff, and you don't come out of that basement for 15 hours.
The perfect Trojan horse. Yeah.
Not a word. All right. We got a World War to do here. Let me get ready. And okay, so this is, of course, Primo Week. And this program is Pizza Fund only because I don't know if you guys know this, but speaking of the Pizza Fund, was it 7 months ago now? I don't even remember when it happened. Last year at some point, I lost everything on the Pizza Fund. All of my videos, all of my content destroyed in a single swoop. A goon of the show, Comedy Shaman, reported falsely, by the way, several of my videos to Vimeo. Vimeo, if you don't know, people think, oh, it's just like a YouTube alternative. Well, no, it's not. It was actually this, the real thrust of that platform for the past few years has been to provide basically video CDN service to companies. And I was paying them thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every year. I had paid them at this point tens of thousands of dollars over the I believe it was 5 years I had been using Vimeo. If you don't know, now I think most people are aware they've got pricing plans on Vimeo, and you look at those and you go, oh, okay, so you had what, the $100 tier? No. I was forced to sign up for the enterprise plan. That's the one where you have to actually call a guy and you have to speak to somebody in a video call and go through a bunch of hoops and sign contracts. I signed a contract to work with Vimeo. And while it was a contract that renewed every year, so it was something that we would have to sort of renegotiate on every single year, it was certainly one that over 5 years, I thought, well, this is pretty much in the bag. I mean, this is a true established firm business relationship between Podawful and Vimeo. And everything had been very cool until Comedy Shaman came and knocked all that down. Now, unfortunately, it looked like he was going to have the last laugh. On the last episode of World War Web, we discussed the Comedy Shaman case. And if you saw that full episode, and particularly if you saw the end of that one, in the $20 level of the Pizza Fund, first of all, how did we even do something in the Pizza Fund if we had no way of doing live streams or having videos in the Pizza Fund? Well, we already had one major victory against Comedy Shaman and against Vimeo and all this, and it's that in fairly short order, we were back up and running to some degree. I could go live again. We could get new episodes up on the website. Now we are still, once again, rebuilding the entire backlog of content and putting everything back up there. It's a slow and grueling process, but months and months ago, we were already on our way to that point, and it's been very, very nice, very awesome. We've been working all the bugs out. I think at this point, the video stuff is working pretty good on the website. And best of all, it's with a partner who is not going to ban me for just no reason. See, the silliest thing in all of this is the reason Vimeo banned me, the reason they gave in the end, was that I had several episodes with pornography in them. That was the main thrust of the reason. I took a look at the episodes it named, And it was very clear that they had not actually watched the episodes, because while the names had very funny sort of, it sounded like it might be a porno parody kind of names, they actually contained, not a single one contained any nudity whatsoever. There was nothing against their terms of service. And the strangest part to me is Vimeo allows nudity on their platform. Here's what I believe happened. I believe Comedy Shaman, I believe maybe even somebody else went and falsely reported my videos. However, I had spoken to, being on this enterprise plan, I had spoken to employees of Vimeo multiple times. Like, again, in voice calls, video calls. And these people were some of the transest, wokest, worstest people you could ever possibly deal with if you are someone attempting to do comedy. You know, the kind of person who thinks they should be able to police your language. These are grunts in the system. People whose entire job should be trying to get more people paying money to Vimeo. And instead, what they turned their jobs into is being freedom of speech police. Well, it turns out that didn't work so well for Vimeo, because now, take a look at this. This is pretty interesting. A month ago, I see this tweet. Vimeo has reportedly laid off a large portion of its staff following its $1.38 billion acquisition by Bending Spoons. And if you know anything about Bending Spoons, that's not good. If you don't, you can't see this. Hang on a second. And you still can't see it. Okay. And you still can't see it. That's bad. We'll work on that in a second. Bending Spoons. I'll explain Bending Spoons in just a minute. Anyway, this goes on to say, users have also noticed the Vimeo website now calling itself an AI-powered video platform. I'm not kidding. Every single employee I ever interacted with on Vimeo, the losers who said, you know what Vimeo needs? Not tens of thousands of dollars. It needs to be a safe place for me. Those guys have all been fired. It's a giant win for Podawful. Another feather in my cap, and another war already fucking won. Ladies and gentlemen, this is World War Web. This is the Vimeo-Apocalypse.
Set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart.
And in chat, somebody says, Bending Spoons, The Matrix? Yeah, that's right. We're never, ever leaving The Matrix on this one. I have so much to go over here with the Vimeo stuff. A former employee wrote an article about their time at Vimeo, and the stuff they confirm in there, it just matches up so perfectly to some of my own stories, including something pretty surprising, actually, that actually ties in to a goon of Podawful. This is going down an entire insane rabbit hole, and I'm just loving the fact that all of these guys are out here crying and jobless now. This is Pizza Fund only. This is Primo Week. Join the Pizza Fund. Podawful.pizza. Get immediate access to this episode, all of our after shows, Primo shows, and World War shows. Podawful.pizza. We'll see you over there.
Support the show. Join the Pizza Fund. Podawful.pizza.
Pizza.
Podawful.
Pizza.
Okay, should be back now. And now we do